Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wazoo Record Room, where we talk about your favorite music and what it means. I'm Gavin.
And I'm Vaughn. Today we're going to be talking about rap music. More specifically, who our favorite rappers of all time are. It's a heated debate. We got our 4 picks. We're going to give them to you.
Remember, this is just opinion, okay? You may think differently, but this is just who we think are the best rappers. If you think differently, comment down below. We'd love to hear what you think.
Absolutely.
Well, without further ado, let's get into it. All right. And just to make sure that you guys can keep track of what's going on or maybe like what we're talking about or what we've already talked about, we're going to have a little visual aid for you. It's going to have the numbers 1 through 5, 1 being like, kind of fire, but like not really, maybe, and 5 like all-time S-tier, amazing rapper. That's how we're going to do it today. So
what's S-tier?
S-tier, it's like perfect. It's like the top level echelon, like nothing is above this.
What does the S stand for?
Success. I don't know.
Damn. All right, Gavin. Sounds like we should bring out the board.
Yes, sir. Bring out the board.
Bring out the board. All right. So the first rapper on the agenda today we're going to be talking about Biggie. Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Big Papa.
Yep. I mean, okay. I'll start talking about Biggie. For me, I think Biggie's the GOAT. If you ask me, like to this day, like I'm a huge hip hop guy. I listen to so many rappers. I've never heard a rapper that raps like Biggie. Like when it comes to pure lyrical ability, flows, being able to just get on a beat and rhyme and just spit.
My man Imp left a tech and a 9 at my crib. Turned himself in, he had to do a bid. A 1 to 3, he be home the end of 93. I'm ready to get this paper, G. You with me? Motherfucking right. My pockets looking kinda tight. And I'm stressed. Yo, Biggie, let me get the vest. No need for that. Just grab the fucking gap. The first pocket that's fat. The tech is to his back. Word is born, I'ma smoke him. Yo, don't fake no move. What?
Oh my gosh, man! Like Biggie has some of my favorite rap songs ever. What do you think about Biggie, Vaughn?
I think a lot of things about Biggie, man. I mean, when you talk about hip hop and like his name is so transcendent,
right,
among the genre. Like you think of rap, a lot of casual fans or non-fans of hip hop know who Biggie is.
Right.
That's the imprint he left on the game. And for me, a lot of it has to do with like his voice. You know, like as soon as he's on a record, you know it's him. He's just iconic like that, Just his silhouette, his picture is iconic, and that says a lot about the mark that he's left on music.
I agree with you. 100%. I mean, that's why I picked him. Yeah. I mean, everybody, whenever I bring up Biggie, like in the conversation, they always say like, "Oh, he doesn't have enough music," And I mean, yes, he really only has like 2 albums, but those 2 albums, Ready to Die and Life After Death. Amazing.
Yeah, and also not his fault.
Not his fault. Got shot. That definitely was not on the agenda. But either way, I mean, there's so many Biggie songs that, like for me, I just love to listen to because the rhyme schemes and just the things that he raps about. I mean, obviously I can't relate because, Biggie raps about like selling drugs and murder, stuff that I don't partake in. But the way he describes it and the way he tells these stories in these songs, it feels like I'm like at least watching a story unfold. And that's what I love about Biggie is he can paint pictures so easily. And a lot of his beats, especially on Ready to Die, like kind of have like soul samples or like kind of have something that like makes it atmospheric to where his rapping on his beats is like, I don't even know. It's like watching a movie even though you're not watching anything.
Yeah, I think that's like the main core principle of hip hop to me,
right,
is storytelling. It's putting yourself in their shoes. When you're describing your surroundings, the place he grew up in, and you talk about, the mecca of hip hop. It is New York, and so he's more New York than almost anybody.
Yeah.
And so from the start of his career, he's been one of the most representative faces of just the art of hip hop and the culture surrounding it, coming from the birthplace of it, coming from Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, and yeah, he just represents hip hop. I mean, that's why you always hear Biggie and Tupac when you think about rappers, dead or alive.
Right.
And I know you like him more than Pac.
I do.
That's why you got him on this list.
That doesn't mean that Tupac's bad. I mean, whenever people ask me, like, do I like Tupac or Biggie more, and I say Biggie, I feel like I come off like I don't like Tupac, but that's not the case. I love Tupac, and I love a lot of his music. It's just, like, for me and the stuff that I like in rap, like, Biggie is responsible for, like, my overall taste in rap music because he introduced me to boom bap, introduced me to so many New York artists that I started listening to, and, like, I just prefer East Coast rap, and I think that might be because I found Biggie at a young age and just ventured off.
I can respect that. I mean, his bars, just using that comparison, I mean, his bars were better.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
If you focus on the rhyme structure, the switching, the stuff. And he was innovative as hell with how he would do like a 1.5 bar rhyme scheme and then flip it on its head and rhyme things that shouldn't rhyme. I mean, as a rap innovator, never mind the culture and the significance of his career, his rhyming was crazy and way ahead of his time.
I agree. Well,
yeah.
Do you think we should put Biggie up on the board, Vaughn?
I think we should, man.
Okay.
I'll let you do that. I want to see where you put him.
Okay. Put Biggie on the board. Got him at 5. I feel like if you just listen to the conversation we had, all the praise we gave him, I don't really think there's a better spot for him than 5. That's pretty much all the explanation I got to give. I already gave all my explanation in the discussion, for why I love him so much. So I feel like 5 is a good spot. Do you agree, Vaughn?
It's very justified.
All right. Well, we can transition from Biggie to our next rapper. Talk about Black Thought.
Black Thought. One of the most, if not the most, underrated rappers of all time. Black Thought. Head MC of the legendary Roots crew. That's where he got his start and still is his main money maker, I guess you could say. You might recognize him if you don't know him from the house band The Roots on The Tonight Show, because that's what he's been doing these days. But, I mean, just a musical genius, kind of a real-life genius as well. But one of the greatest rappers of all time. Lyrically, I mean, his pen game is ridiculous. His multi-syllabic rhyme schemes, I always forget how to say that, but he rhymes like multiple syllables during lines, right? He uses crazy analogies. He's really smart, so he has crazy historical references. I'm gonna bring up a lyric in a little bit to hammer that point down, but I mean, what do you know about Black Thought, man? It's not on a lot of people's radar. I feel like.
I mean, I've heard about Black Thought because we were talking about this like before we started. Like, as being a big hip hop fan, like, I'm online a lot. I'll be on like communities online talking about rap. Everybody always brings up Black Thought. Like, he's the rapper for like the person that's really into hip hop. And I've checked out some of the Roots studio albums, and I've heard Black Thought rap before. I don't know. I just haven't taken the time that I need to take to like really dive in and listen to his raps and get to know them like I have with like guys like Biggie or the other people we might talk about. But I mean, I know he's super talented, and you're right. From what I've heard and the verses I've heard him spit, like, I didn't know that he was like a genius, but I guess it makes sense because a lot of the best rappers, they are really smart people, because you have to be really smart to have such advanced writing skills like that.
Yeah, exactly. And like to be able to pull from so many aspects of life in general, not just, rap or where you come from. I mean, his reach is tremendous. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, what's held him back from being in these discussions more often is just the fact he doesn't write songs for radio. He doesn't. Right. Like, if you go to his Spotify, he has 0 like bangers that have way more listens than everything else, things that get played on the radio and whatnot. They're all over like simple melodic beats. Pretty much all of them over Questlove drumming and some bass lines and stuff like that. so it's really vibey music and
Right.
a lot of like soulful R&B touch to it.
Yeah.
But not the radio hits, and so you don't hear him in the club or whatever. That's not his thing. But yeah, if like you said, if you go into it and listen for the bars, you're gonna find exactly what you want. And a lot of people, I feel like, found him from his Funk Flex freestyle in 2017 on Hot 97. It was 10 minutes of straight bars, 2,096 words.
Ooh.
Okay. It was, I think, the greatest freestyle of all time.
I need to check that out.
And you should, and everyone should. But I do want to give a little, just a little window into it, not to like ruin it for anybody. But
pulling up the receipts here.
I'm fascinated with this verse, man.
Let me hear it, Bob.
That one. The anomaly sworn solemnly. High snobbity, freakonomics and war policy, dichotomy.
That's make OGs and young lions equally proud to listen. The secret amalgamism, my algorithm, coming from where only kings and crowns permitted the darkness, where archaeologists found my image in parchment rolled into a scroll, holding a message for you. It said the only thing for sure was taxes, death, and trouble. The anomaly sworn solemnly high.
Come on,
that's,
bro.
That's pretty gas.
What?
That's pretty gas. That's pretty good.
This is just like, I mean, it's lyrical porn to me. I just get really into it. When you talk about the different, like switching up, like AABA rhyme schemes are always crazy to me. Of course, the stopping and like, 1-2 rhyme scheme. It's hard to explain, but he works so much into specific lines and then match all those up into a rhyme scheme, into a whole verse. It's math. It's science. It's art. It's freaking beautiful.
I like that. See, as somebody that's not like super well versed in his music and his rapping, you are selling me. You are selling me to go check out more of it. So I hope that's doing the same for the people watching.
Yeah, that is the mission. Yeah, I mean, y'all need to. If you care the slightest bit about rhythm and poetry, which is what rap is,
right?
I mean, this guy's got them both in stride.
Yeah.
I wish more people talked about him like that, but it is what it is. I think he's found his niche. And I also wanted to say, I mean, he's an acclaimed actor. He's been in a lot of shows and movies.
Really?
He's executive produced a lot of soundtracks, and including, I believe, Hamilton.
What? I mean, that makes sense, though. It makes sense.
Yeah, and he's also going to make his Broadway debut in a musical coming up. So, I mean, he's that dude. So
shout out to Black Thought.
Shout out to Black Thought. And that's why all of those reasons combined is why he's one of my favorite rappers of all time.
All right.
And so, yeah, I'm gonna put him on the board, man.
You put him on the board. Put him on the board, Von.
That was looking so good. Yeah.
All right. Got it up on the board. Black Thought. I put him, if you might notice, he's a little to the left of 5 of Biggie. Yep. That's not to knock anything on his lyrical prowess because he's a 11 out of 10 when it comes to the bars.
I mean, being right next to Biggie is not an insult whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so hard, man.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Black Thought has never, I don't want to say pandered because he hasn't, but like he's never made a song that's gone beyond the scope of hip hop or jazz or whatever, like into popular music. So that's why not a lot of people have heard of him. And as far as song structure, he doesn't make a lot of those kind of songs, like even ones with real hooks. It's mostly just like instrumentalization and such. So listening to his music, even for me, is hard sometimes because if I don't just want to hear bars, I want to hear like some good melody in between or different inflections. He doesn't have that as much. Okay. So that's why I have to just inch him a little bit to the left. Yeah. As much as I hate to do it, man, because he's a GOAT.
You know? Well, he's still in good company.
Exactly. It's no disrespect. Yeah. So, but anyways, that leads us to our next artist. Ooh. Another GOAT.
I am excited.
Let's see what we got, Gavin. Let's see what we got.
Yes, sir.
Put the hand in the pot. Ooh. Now comes Nasty Nas.
Nasty Nas is in your area, everybody.
About to cause mass hysteria. Is that right?
Yes,
is that
sir.
Right? Oh,
yes,
Lord.
sir, Vaughn. Nas, one of my favorite rappers, and I mean, I don't want to say like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, but if you have a favorite rapper that's like more modern, guaranteed they've listened to Nas and are definitely influenced by Nas.
Facts.
Nas makes a case with just one album almost with Illmatic. I mean, Illmatic is one of the greatest hip hop albums. If you ask me in terms of like objective, if I had to pick one album to represent hip hop, I'd pick Illmatic.
Keeps large niggas erasing and they wild spacing. It drops deep as it does in my breath. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. Beyond the walls of intelligence, life is defined. I think of crime when I'm in a New York state of mind. State of mind. Your state of mind. Your state of mind. Your state of mind. Your state of mind.
I just think Illmatic is so amazing. The fact that Nas was 21 years old when he made it. I'm 20. I'm not gonna make the greatest hip hop album. I mean, I could next year. I don't know that. I doubt it though. And
The odds are against you.
Yeah, the odds are pretty stacked against me, But Nas, just alone, like on Illmatic, so many great songs, like New York State of Mind, One Love, Life's
Halftime.
Halftime. Oh, don't even get me started on Halftime. Life's a B word, Great songs on Illmatic. And a lot of people I feel like don't really know Nas's discography, but it's really deep. It's really deep because he's been making music since like 94.
Yeah.
And he still makes music. He dropped 2 albums last year. We were talking about that before we started filming because I was listening to a lot of his newer stuff because I hadn't checked out anything that he released last year. And it still holds up. And he's incorporating old school elements with new school rappers and new school elements. And that's why I think Nas has a case for being one of the greatest rappers because he's got longevity. He's been rapping for decades. And he's been doing it well. And he's one of the best lyricists. I've heard few rappers that have better lyrical abilities than Nas.
Yeah. And I think a big part of that also is his relevance, right?
Oh, yeah.
So to be active since 94
Right.
and never really fall off. Like I will say 2000s weren't great for him.
Right.
I think after I forget what it was.
Well, the Jay-Z diss, Ether, that's like 03. That's like 03.
Yeah, right.
So like after that, yeah, like 2004 to like 2018. I feel like a lot of people probably weren't paying attention to Nas if you weren't like into hip hop.
But for whatever reason, he got a fire lit under his ass. Can I say ass? Lit under his ass.
You could say ass.
And started making just crazy songs with and like infusing the new the new sound, I guess, and making these insane records. He got, I was saying he got a verse from Lauryn Hill.
Ooh.
Only Nas could do that, man.
Yeah.
Like a handful of people, and Nas is most definitely one of them. Just so much respect in the game.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, like, when it comes to Nas, I just feel like I said earlier, his music, it may not be well known because, like, we were talking about Black Thought, like how a lot of rappers have, like, radio hits. Nas has popular songs. Like, I feel like New York State of Mind is probably his most popular. But even then, that's not really, like, a radio-friendly song. It's just a really good hip-hop song.
I know exactly what you mean. Every popular song he has is still a very core hip hop song.
Right.
And it's like it's popularized from hip hop fans.
Yep.
He never went pop. There's a big difference in that.
Yeah, and also what I just talked about earlier, the Jay-Z diss, his song Ether, that is one of the best diss tracks you'll ever listen to.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't listened to it, the fact that Jay-Z is also a great rapper, but the fact that Jay-Z after that song wasn't like decimated is insane because Nas spits on that song.
Oh, it's top 5.
Oh, I
diss
feel like
songs.
if Google top diss tracks, Ether is always in the top 5. Like no matter who's talking about
Possibly top 3, but there's a lot of good ones.
Like when it comes to just like overall quality work, there's Nas just kills it. Nas kills it.
Yep.
That's why I brought him up. That's why I wanted to bring him up and discuss. Do you have any final thoughts on Nas?
I think he's another one that just doesn't get talked as much as he should. But another guy that his reach just goes so far beyond rap and being a good rapper. I mean, his business acumen speaks for itself. The work that he's doing in New York and with youth and education. I mean, everything he does, everything he touches turns to gold. And I love to see that he's even like peaked in some ways now. that he's doing all this stuff and come back in the limelight. I just watched the Illmatic documentary.
Oh,
that was really good.
I've been meaning to watch that because I've seen like the poster. It looks sick.
Yeah, but just a great artist, man. I'm really glad you brought him up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm excited to put him on the board. Let me do it. Let me put him up there. I got Nas. I got him up here. Now, look, I only put him like that high. I'm not trying to put him above Black Thought. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just didn't want to put him low because, one, I didn't know if he would show up. And two, I don't know. I just kind of want him to have like his own spot. Because like all of these guys, I feel like deserve to have like their own spot. Like Biggie, even Black Thought, like after what Vaughn has told me and from what I've listened to, he deserves his own spot. And like Nas deserves his own spot. Because that's the beauty about rappers, is they all kind of deserve their own spot. That's why I love having these conversations, because there really is no one GOAT. You know what I mean?
No, they all occupy different pockets.
Exactly.
That's why the debate never ends, man.
Exactly.
Love it.
Well, I think the next person we can talk about is one of your favorite rappers, if I am correct.
You are more than correct, sir.
Tech Nine.
Tech Nine? Tech Nina? Donnie Punani? He has a lot of nicknames. So I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm a little biased.
You're biased.
I'm a little biased.
You're biased.
He is my favorite rapper of all time.
Okay.
Bar none. Absolutely.
Really?
For a lot of reasons.
Okay.
First of all, if you know anything about him, you know he has a chopper style. He raps super, super fast. Not all the time, but most of the time.
Yeah.
He's from Kansas City. That's kind of like, the Midwest is
Right.
where the choppers are from.
Not a lot of rappers from Kansas City.
No, not at all. I'll just say he's a god in Kansas City. Everybody
I
knows
bet.
who he is.
I bet.
I feel like I was from Kansas City in another life or something, because he just means so much to the city. He just did the halftime show at the Chiefs playoff game.
Oh, I bet that was
performing
awesome.
in front of 80,000 people.
I bet that was awesome.
Yeah, so basically Tech Nine, he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Right.
I know we hear this a lot, but
Yeah.
I really mean it with this guy, because everyone in the industry knows who he is. He just hasn't been in the industry himself. I can give you a quick list of features he's had on his albums. Do you want to hear it? Okay. Snoop Dogg,
Yep.
Ice Cube,
Yep.
Lil Wayne,
Yep.
T-Pain many times, E40, T.I., Eminem.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Oh jeez,
He's had a lot. The Rock.
Snoop. The Rock. You heard of him? Dwayne
The
Johnson.
Rock.
Little known
Shit.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on a song. Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. Oh, he just had Russ on his last album.
Russell Westbrook.
No,
Oh, Russell Wilson. I'm sorry.
Russ, the artist Russ.
Oh, Russ.
I haven't heard them making music. I don't imagine it'd be very good though.
I'm
be
sorry.
completely
Yeah,
honest.
when I hear Russ, I don't think of the rapper, unfortunately. So that's on me.
Fair enough. I don't even like Russ, to be honest, but
It's okay.
he's a big name, and so I thought I'd mention him.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
He's gotten, everyone, man, everyone you
Yeah.
can think of, because he's been in the game heavy since '97 when he
Oh,
rapped
wow.
with Tupac.
Oh my God,
he
Tech
was-
Nine did do a song with Tupac.
He
Yeah,
was
that's
on.
right.
He's been on really famous soundtracks for movies.
Okay.
He's built his way up, but so he built his Strange Music label in 2000, and it's become the most successful independent label of all time. He's the most successful independent rapper of all time. He's done everything his own way. He kind of put on Kendrick Lamar.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that. He had J-Rock signed to his label, and K-Dot's first tours were Strange Music tours.
Wow, I did not know that. That is awesome.
He put on Joyner Lucas
Okay.
on Sriracha, and that's before he blew up. A lot of I could go down the list. I just like to show him off because he's my favorite rapper,
Right,
and people
right.
don't even realize how much he's done for the music game.
Right.
Yeah, it's just I could go on, man, forever.
Yeah.
I do want to know what your thoughts are on him. You said you've listened to him a decent amount.
Yeah. I mean, I feel
Which
like
is rare.
with both your picks aren't bad because like I just
I
don't
know
have
they're
a,
not bad.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a
think
lot.
they're
I don't
really
have a
good.
lot to say, just because I'm not like a huge. I've never like taken the time to dive into Tech Nine, but I know I need to because I had a friend in high school actually. His name was Seamus. Shout out to Seamus. I doubt you're watching Seamus, but shout out to you.
Shout out Seamus.
Seamus is a big Tech Nine fan,
Nice.
and I don't know. I think Seamus would play it for me, and I liked it. I think just when I was in high school, I was definitely getting into more like old school like East Coast stuff. So like I was still like doing like Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep and stuff like that. So like Tech Nine wasn't really scratching the same itch that I was wanting, but I mean, I know about Tech Nine's music and like I know about the lore, and everybody brings up Tech Nine when it's independent rappers. Like independent rappers is usually like Immortal Technique, Tech Nine, and like MF Doom are like the three guys that always come up. And Tech Nine is usually like number one out of those three all the time, or number two. So I know he's great. I don't really know where to start. So maybe if you got some like songs that you think would be worth checking out, I mean, I'm down.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
down.
I have 320 songs of his in my playlist.
What are-
I think I could think of some, but yeah, Tech Nine. I think he's the most. I like genre bending.
Right.
That's really important to me. Someone who doesn't stay in the same lane will have my heart musically. And Tech Nine, he's done house music, electro.
Really?
He's done hard rock.
okay.
He has songs with Corey Taylor from Slipknot, Serge Tankian or whatever his name is from System of a Down.
Okay.
Um,
okay.
He's done songs with Excision on the electric side. He's done songs with Marsha Ambrosia, and he's done songs with Boyz II Men.
Okay.
Okay. And he's done punk rock, hard rock. He's done opera stuff.
Nuh-uh.
There's a song called
What?
Lacrimosa, and it's mainly just like opera tunes, and he's rap. I love it,
that's
man.
awesome.
There's
That's
something
awesome.
for
No, that's-
everybody.
You're selling me. You're selling me again.
Oh man,
You're just selling me again.
and then of course classic rock, rap.
Right.
Boom bap beats. He does trap beats. He does all kinds, any kind of hip hop you can imagine. He's touched on, with all sorts of artists. And yeah, man. Oh, he has a. I heard he's working on a song with Elton John right now.
That's probably
It's just
hey,
like
Ellen John and
flex on him, Tech.
Ellen John and Young Thug did a song. So Ellen John and Tech Nine will
Really?
probably yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so I think he doesn't have a boundary around him. He can do whatever he wants, and I've listened to everything. He does do everything he wants,
I like that. I like that.
And for the most part, he scares away the mainstream just because he does. He
Right.
paints his face.
Yeah.
He raps really. He wore the scrubs for a long time. He's weird. He's a self-proclaimed weirdo.
That's awesome. though.
He loves wearing clown masks. He has a shrine of Halloween stuff in his house, and like he's just weird as hell. But when it comes to the music, man, he is legendary. And music in general
yeah.
would not be the same. It would be much worse off without Tech Nine. I'm trying to think of some lyrics. Like, hopefully we'll play something good.
Yeah. What would be some songs? Because like for me and maybe people watching that aren't familiar with Tech Nine like a lot, what would be
Yeah.
some songs that you think would be like a good starting point?
Okay, well, to kind of get the scope of them, I would say Lacrimosa for sure.
Like,
Everyone needs to check him out.
Yeah.
Like, music fans of any genre, it does not matter. He has touched it. He will be able to influence you in some way. And if you can keep up with the rhymes, because we didn't even talk about the rhymes, dude.
Oh,
His
yeah.
rhyme structures are crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those rhymes highlighted videos?
Yeah, I was literally watching one of those today for Biggie, the Deconstructed or whatever. Like
Yeah.
the Deconstruct the verses. Yeah.
So if you look at his verses, I mean, he commits to like
That's awesome.
he's
Yeah.
done songs with the same rhyme structure.
Oh wow. So like the whole time.
Yes, and he's rapping.
That's cool.
Like a court stenographer. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's a lot. He packs a
Yeah.
lot in there, and the content is crazy. And personally, he's got me through some rough times, man, because he makes deep ass music about his real life, his mom going through pain, and his homies
Damn.
dying and getting locked
Okay.
up. It's
Okay.
real, man. And I will always respect someone who raps that real ish.
No, real ish.
Because that resonates with people way more than the popcorn stuff. So
Yep.
I've been to a lot of his shows. He just
Okay.
I'm super biased, but Tech Nine, I think
Is a ride or die.
he might be the greatest rapper of all time. I don't know,
Controversial.
I don't know.
controversial.
but he's my favorite most
Vaughn?
definitely. And so it's not going to be surprising where I put him on the board, I think.
I want you to put him up there.
All right, so as you can see, I broke the system. Tech 9 is above a 5. And I'm
I didn't know that's what you were doing.
I'm just a Tech 9 stan, I'll be honest.
Tech 9
and I have no shame in that. Okay, technician. But I think just for music in general, for him to be able to go so many places with his music, any music fan can respect and appreciate him. My mom hates rap, does not listen to it, thinks everything is about things that I can't say on TV.
Of course.
I've showed her music from him, even though she can't understand a damn thing he's saying, right? Because he goes too fast. But she loves the music. She loves the beat and the tone of it.
Yeah.
A lot of the hooks are just really, really good. And so I think he hits such a broad spectrum of music and does his craft so perfectly. Like, he's just such a nerd for lyrics and rhyming. And how he makes songs is like he just hums and he just like fills in words.
That's awesome.
So the flows are just immaculate. His tongue and like the way he enunciates is crazy. Anyways, I think he's the greatest rapper to ever live. Greatest artist, greatest stage show, greatest he's the greatest. He's the GOAT, in my opinion. That's just me, biased.
I promise I will listen to more Tech 9 because you have definitely not only have you sold him, but you've like oversold him. I'm like, damn, I need to listen to more Tech 9.
I'll give you some stuff to listen to after the show. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know for those at home that are looking at this board, you're probably like, what is this? Why is there only 4 artists and why are they all on one side of the board? Well, funny you should ask that. We actually have some people coming on here. Guest music artists known as the Pullman Collective. And they're going to tell us about their favorite rappers. And in just a short little minute, I'm going to be here interviewing them, talking to them, and we'll be talking more about it. So don't worry, this is not everything that's going on this board. And I will see you with the Pullman Collective in just a second. Me and Vaughn just finished talking about our favorite rappers and some of our picks for the best rappers. And now I have a special guest coming to join me to talk about their favorite rappers. So everybody, please say hello to rap group, the Pullman Collective. Woo! Thanks for joining me today, guys. Why don't you guys, go down, introduce yourselves, like what you guys do in the group.
So I'm Sam Coulon. I'm a vocalist in the group, mainly do verses and stuff like that. So how's everyone doing?
I'm John. I'm Luna Nalu. I make all the beats for the group.
I'm Zach Settle, and I do the hooks and verses, and I also mix all the songs.
You can pass it back to them. We got mics on. So.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But I'm Vasily. I'm a vocalist in the group as well. I do some rapping for sure. A bit of singing when he helps me out. So, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get started talking about your guys' picks and submissions. So let's talk about that. All right, so I got you guys' submissions down here. I got pictures of each of them. First one is Kendrick. Which one of you guys had Kendrick?
That's us.
Both you guys down there, you want to pass that down to him?
Oh, yeah.
So, just go ahead. Start talking about Kendrick. What made you guys pick Kendrick?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Kendrick, I just think is honestly the greatest lyricist of all time. I mean, if you've heard To Pimp a Butterfly, like, that is just the most beautiful album I think I've ever heard in my life. I try to listen to it every single year just because I feel like I learn something new every time I listen to it. And I just feel like he's the deepest, one of the deepest rappers. Like, him, Jay-Z is another guy like that where it's, his music could be 20 years old. Like, I could be listening to it in 20, whatever long that is. I think it's 2033 if I'm right. But I could listen to it then and I could still find new things in the album, hidden meanings, stuff like that. So, I mean, that's why I consider him the GOAT rapper for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that Vasily said. Like, I think he's the greatest when it comes to like lyricism, like messaging, just everything that like he talks about is just like so real and like raw, but also like the way that his songs like sound and the way that they're like mixed and like the different, like this is like the man with like a million different like voices.
Yeah.
Like he can sound like a million different things, which like I think is so cool, and the way that like his vocals are mixed a lot of the time is just like really interesting to me. And so
And he just has no structure too. Like
Yeah.
that's another, like him, Kanye's another great one. But they just have no structure, or they have structure, but it's always different in
Right.
their music, and that's what's just amazing.
What are some of your guys' favorite Kendrick songs? Just, you know, you can just list them. You don't have to have like.
I got my top 3. Do you have
Oh,
3?
he's got top 3. Okay.
Yeah. I got top 3 too.
I was just talking to my friend Pedro about this like
Yeah.
a month
Spit
ago.
'em.
But because I texted him, I was like, "Okay, dude, like we're huge Kendrick fans. I was like, what's your favorite Kendrick song?" And we were trying to decide between Money Trees,
Okay.
Mad City.
Oh.
Those are the big 2.
Right.
And then one that I've recently have been like listening to like over and over again, like just on repeat. I'm like, this is amazing. Like it's a contender up there is Wesley's Theory.
When I get signed, homie, I'm acting fool. Hit the dance floor, strobe lights in the room. Snatch your little secretary bitch for the homies. Blue-eyed devil with a fat ass monkey. I'ma buy a brand new Cuddy on Vows. Truck the hood up 2 times, do slow. Platinum on everything, platinum on wedding ring. Married to the game and a bad bitch shows. When I get signed, homie, I'ma buy a strap. Straight from the CIA, set it on my lap. Take a few M16s to the hood.
Oh, that song is awesome.
Yeah,
Fun fact
love
about
that song.
Wesley's Theory: I crashed my first car listening to that
No
song.
way.
Wow.
No
The
way.
purple PT Cruiser, and I was turning too fast onto my own street, and it was that part in Wesley's Theory when like it drops, and I crashed into a fence. And so there was a while where I couldn't listen to that song because I was just like, this bad luck, like something bad's about to happen if I
See,
listen
that's
to this
just
song.
pure influence right there.
I know, yeah. Kendrick influences life. It seems like.
Did you crash and was music continue?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like.
yeah, that's the worst.
I mean, that beat is fire, so I was still kind of like.
It's still
just a
getting
little bit,
involved.
yeah.
Thundercat on the bass.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, my top 3. Money Trees is definitely up there. That's
Yeah,
just for
of
sure top
course.
3. This is gonna be a weird one, but I remember I first heard this song and I think I learned every word to it after a week. But it's on Untitled Unmastered. It's the 3rd one on that one.
Ooh, okay.
And
Really?
then
Huh.
That's a good
another one
pick.
for me is on To Pimp a Butterfly, and that's How Much a Dollar Costs. So.
Okay, yeah, you got some more deep cut picks. I like that. I like that. But you still got Money Trees because I mean everybody
Money
loves
Trees
Money Trees.
Banger.
That's one of those songs where it feels like you could put that on like in any sort of situation, whether it's like a party or you're just like driving down the road and it's like Money Trees gonna be the hit. Everybody's gonna vibe with it. Is Kendrick influential out to you guys? I mean, I would assume he is if he's your favorite rapper, but like how much influence would you say Kendrick probably has like on your guys' either like rap style or just your music in general?
I mean, for me, I guess I wouldn't say like I bid it, but like there's some times where it's like you listen to a great artist like that and you're gonna be influenced by it,
Right.
and like some of his flows, his quick triplets and stuff like that. Like you try to emulate that when
Yeah,
you're,
for sure.
and then it's also just thinking deeper about lyrics and about what you're talking about when you're
Right. Yeah.
writing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with me, it's like the thing that I try to like emulate from Kendrick that like, I don't know, I've just noticed is like not so much his like voice and like the way he sounds, because like it's so unique
Yeah.
and stuff, or even like the way he writes, but like the way that he like dives into concepts and stuff is like very interesting to me. And so I've just been trying to get like more conceptual with my art as it grows.
All right. I think that's pretty good. We could put Kendrick up on the board over here. I know you guys haven't ever put anything on the board before, so I'll kind of explain like what me and Vaughn did over here.
Okay.
We were kind of discussing about greatest rappers, so that's why we have like Biggie and Nas up here, and like he chose Tech Nine and Black Thought. So don't think about this like the greatest overall, because since these are your guys' favorites and your influences, just think about like 1 would probably be like not that great, like not really my favorite, and then 5, I assume all of your guys' will probably go in the 5 spot. So you can just put it anywhere you want in this kind of like region over here. Okay, so you got him basically, I mean, kind of like in his own tier. Looks like he's higher above everybody. So what made you put him there? What other than him being your favorite, obviously, because that's the obvious reason.
He's the greatest.
Okay.
I think he's influenced. He's also the youngest person up there.
That is true.
Like he's influenced by all those people. Like
That's
all those
true.
people are like, I mean, he's like an offspring kind of like in a way. So I mean, he's
Respect
like
that.
a product of all of them.
I respect that. Okay, I think that's a great placement for him. As a Kendrick fan myself, I agree. So we got Kendrick. Next guy I got down here. A lot of people know this guy, Kanye West. That was your pick. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Jeez.
So Kanye's your favorite. Let's just start with why Kanye. Like, what made you pick him? Because a lot of people, like for me, like I'm a big Kanye fan. I never count him as just like a rapper, just because he doesn't make just rap music. So
Yeah, totally.
What made you pick Kanye?
Well, just because he started as a producer, and that's what I am. So like for me, like
For sure.
his production style for me is just like so inspiring to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like just how he just is so experimental with everything he does, and like I think one of my favorite things about Kanye is like how he makes albums and like how he incorporates different people on different songs. Like how he just uses like Chris Brown on Waves, for example.
Even when somebody go away, the feelings don't really go away. That's just the way. Yeah. Waves don't die. Let me grasp for the moment. I don't need to own you, no lie. Waves don't die, baby.
Or like,
yeah.
or he'll use like different people for like in ways you wouldn't expect.
For
Like,
sure.
you know, I don't know. That's one of my main reasons why I like.
What
him
are
so
some
much.
of your favorite beats that Kanye's done? Not songs, but like just specifically like the instrumentals or like the beats behind it or like the production.
That's such a hard question.
I know there's so many good ones.
Well, I just watched the documentary.
Yeah.
And so that made me go back to like his first albums. And I love Good Life
That is a
with
great beat.
T-Pain.
Yeah.
It's just such like it gets me in a good mood every time I listen to it.
Yeah.
So
Does
like
its job.
that one for sure. 30 Hours. I'm not sure if you know that one.
Oh, yeah. Life of Pablo.
That one.
Yeah.
That one.
That's a great pick.
That beat
That
is
one is
beautiful.
like really good.
I got
Devil
one.
in a New Dress for sure.
Ooh, that's a
You
good
can,
one.
yeah, everybody
Yeah, like,
can
it's
say
like
one if you want.
I don't even know. Like
I think
there's
my
so many like to choose from.
there are a
too.
lot.
There's a lot of songs that he's produced that
Yeah.
you know just for other people
Yeah,
that have
yeah.
been really fire. So
I think my favorite production-wise Kanye song is "Blood on the Leaves," which
Yeah.
Sam showed to me
That is
at
song
my
is
house.
It's a great
crazy.
instrumental,
He was
just
like,
Sam
he was
said.
like, "You've never heard
all he
Blood on the
uses
Leaves,"
is
and I was like,
beats
"No."
for
He's like, "We're listening to it right now." Okay. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
for sure.
So yeah, since you're a producer, I would assume obviously like Kanye is a big influence because he's an influence on pretty much. I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say he's influenced on pretty much every hip hop producer in some way or another.
Yeah, no.
But
totally.
how does Kanye influence like your production for? Now, maybe not just Pullman Collective, but how much would you say that his production has influenced you as a artistic person in general?
I would just say just trying to be experimental and just trying to sound different and
Sure.
try to give like your track a good energy behind it. Is like the biggest thing, because he's like the type of guy that's like he just wants to give you a vibe with a song. Like almost every single song he's ever made, like it's not like a bad song. It just like has like a certain like I don't know how to explain it. Like he's very
I feel
like
like I get what you're saying.
yeah, like very very emotional with this. He puts his emotion into his songs. That's what I'm trying to get at. So that's what I'm trying to do with my songs.
That's awesome. What's your favorite Kanye album? I know, yeah, it's a hard question.
Just for me personally,
Yeah, like
probably
your personal pick.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is probably my favorite.
It's a really good pick.
Just because it's just so good.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's probably my pick.
All right, we got Kanye, we got Kendrick. Now we got the last pick from you guys, Mr. City Boy himself, Future. So you picked Future as your favorite artist. What made you pick Future?
So for me, as far as favorite artists go for right now, that's kind of who I'm listening to the most at the time. So right now, it's really Future. For me, he does kind of give you that mindset. He provides that I run stuff, you know. He kind of has that Godfather type mentality.
For sure.
And, you know, that's something I can definitely feed off of day in and day out of, like, I need to get something done. Or
Yeah.
there's a lot of things considering other people, how they might view me or what I'm doing. And then it's like, Future is a great person. It's not exactly a great role model, but the message in his music, what I get from it can be like get your stuff done, you know, hustle
Yeah.
and everything, no matter what other people do.
I think that's pretty dope. Yeah, because I totally get that. Because when Future was making music, like 2012, 2013, like there was nobody making the type of music that he was making, and so like I totally get that just in general, because that's his mindset when he was making his music. Is like, I'm a grind, and that's honestly the same for a lot of these people up here. Like same with Kanye, same with Kendrick. Like we're just gonna do our thing until we blow up, because I feel like they knew that they had something with what they were doing.
And with Future too, I feel like, because Future was kind of the first one to kind of try out that type of rap. You know, it's not really rap, some people might say, like mumble rap, but he was the one, I feel like, before like Uzi Vert, 21 Savage, this whole new wave of generation. And so kind of noticing that, you're like, okay, you got to respect it.
Right. Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the most influential for at least this generation of rap. What are some of your favorite Future songs?
So for me, I think the classics, in my opinion, are like Percocet is Stripper Joint.
Such a great song. It's one of my favorite beats.
That
like,
one.
ever.
Codeine Crazy. March Madness is unforgettable, 100%.
Truly.
Niggas gon' let them have it. We ballin' like the March Madness. All these cops shootin' a nigga tragic. I'm the one that livin' lavish. Like I'm playin' for the Mavericks. I done want it for the bitch that might have made me fuck her even though she average. Fuck on the basic bitch. We gon' wake up and smoke up some blunt and fuck. She gon' keep it so real with a nigga that I'ma come back and always go fuck with her.
So this is the interesting thing. I don't really have huge influence from Future, but mindset is definitely something I adopt in the creative process.
Okay.
That kind of the experiment in how his tempo is, it is a different slice from the whole scope of rap, you know. Different from these guys. So I guess really mainly mindset, but just listening to him is kind of my deal with Future, 100%.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and put Future up on the board here. So we got your guys' artists ranked, but I still want to ask you guys some questions, because, you know, you guys are musicians. So I got some questions for you guys. How'd you guys meet? I think is usually the first question that I want to start with when I'm interviewing groups.
Who wants to tell? I'll take. You want me to take it?
I'll start.
Okay, you
so
start.
me and Settle met in high school, and we did a rap for fun, you know. Middle school, and then high school we made an album. It was kind of for jokes, but we actually got in trouble from administration. But just the amount of fun we had and kind of the response from our community was good. So like seeing that was really cool, and then Settle could add on to that if he wants.
Yeah. So then Sam and I went to college here together, and we roomed together, and so we made a lot of music in like the dorm room. And so like we both joined different frats, and so Sam joined a frat, and then he was like, yo, there's this kid in this frat that like, or in my frat that like raps, and I was like, oh really? Like he probably like sucks, because like that was the kind of mindset that I still have. Like that's like as soon as someone tells me like, oh, my friend raps, like my first thought is always like, oh, it's probably horrible. Like, but then I heard Vasily rap, and I was like, okay, like Vasily's like actually like pretty good. And you guys had like the whole 49th parallel thing. That was right after like the thing with like the video with yesterday.
I mean, yeah, I'm in a different. I was in a group prior, just because same kind of deal where it was high school group, and we just kind of had an opportunity to grow and stuff. And then Settle hit me up. I think it was on Instagram. You might have texted me. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm
but
not sure.
He was like, we need to get in the studio at some point. So I think that freshman year, second semester was the first time we like actually recorded together.
I think it was sophomore year.
Was it sophomore year first?
Because it was in my frat in the basement.
Yeah, you're right. It was sophomore year.
So sophomore year, it took a whole year before like we actually like finally like got together.
And I mean, like I was kind of like what Zach was saying. I was kind of skeptical. Like I didn't know who's like serious about it and who's not. I've had multiple people come up to me and be like, "Yeah, I'm a rapper," kind of like what he was saying, and I'm just like, I don't know if you should keep doing that. But I mean, there was when I heard Zach's music and when I heard Sam's music too, because we're in the same frat, I was just like, okay, these guys are serious, and I want to make music with these guys for sure. And then John.
So I met John through my now girlfriend, Elena.
They weren't at the time, but
yeah, we were just friends at the time. But
she went to the same high school as me.
Yeah, so. Freshman year, she was like, oh, like, you should talk to my friend John. He makes beats. And I was like, oh, my God, like, this is perfect. Like, I need someone who makes beats, because I was not good at making beats. And so I hit up John, and, like, John sent me some beats. They were, like, pretty garbage compared to what he makes now.
Yeah. A lot
And-
That's
different.
how it's gotta be.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made a few songs together. Just like I just made songs on his beats, and then like he just kept making beats, and I just kept making songs. And then I was like, we should just make a song together. So we all got in the studio that sophomore year, and we were just
Yeah, what was the
in-
first song? Was
It
it?
was Fiesta. I think
Yeah.
it was the first
No,
one.
it was Whoa.
Oh, it was
'cause I-
Whoa.
it was
I forgot
Whoa.
about
Yeah.
that. That
It
was
was-
on your.
It was on my album,
Yeah.
my mixtape.
And then
calling
I-
it mixtape.
And then you told me to hit up Vasily.
Yes.
And then he wanted me to make him a song.
And then we didn't link up till after COVID for real, like till that break, and then we all came back to school that 2020 year.
That summer. Yeah.
That summer, and then we
We
were
made a
you were
bunch of
you
stuff.
kept sending beats to all of us, and we were just kind of all writing together. And then when we finally came back to
Yeah,
Pullman and
that's
were
when
able
it
to
was
meet
like
with each
really
other,
good.
is when we finally started recording. And that whole semester.
That's when it was like
pretty much-
really, yeah. That
It
whole
was
semester was
condensed,
like,
and we just really grinded
Yeah.
at that point.
I mean, like none of those songs like I made the beats with them. It was just all on my own.
Okay.
And then we made
Except
one
for-
song like
Do or
as a
Die you
group.
made in front of us, right?
Except
Yeah,
for Do
that's
or
the
Die.
only one that we
Do or
did.
Die, which explains this whole story in further detail, because that song is all about like the story about how we met each other.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a pretty dope story. It's kind of like just an amalgamation of a whole bunch of different things happening at the right time. I love stories
Yeah,
like that. So when you guys like officially became a group and kind of started making your own music, what was the mindset? Were you guys trying to blow up? Were you guys just trying to make music to further your creative skills? Like, what was the motive behind your guys' creative process and all that?
I mean, for me, I just thought it was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoy making music. It's something that like I just said, I enjoy doing it. And so these guys just gave me the creative outlet, and like these guys inspired me every single time too. Every time I heard one of their verses, I was like, oh,
Yep.
I kind of know what I want to do here and stuff like that. So we all had different like beginnings of each song or something like that. We kind of threw out a verse, and then someone builds off that, and that's how we created.
That's awesome.
I feel like starting to, like when we were making it, we kind of could tell and gauge as we made it. We're like, okay,
Right.
this kind of actually does sound
Yeah.
kind of good, you know. The intentions weren't really to blow up. We kind of understood our setting in Pullman,
Yep.
and it kind of turned into we just want to kind of reflect our reality as best we can.
Yeah.
And so that kind of caused a lot of things too. But I feel like that was our main goal with Pullman album specifically.
It was like we were just making music for fun, and like it's just a bunch of kids who have a passion. We share a passion to
Right.
get better, like at our like craft.
And we just wanted to make something for Pullman, honestly. Like a bunch of the songs have
Yeah.
like little like shout outs, honestly, for Pullman or stuff like that. Like, and we also just all tried to be kind of like honest with that point in time, because that time was hard. That was mid-COVID year, like a lot of weird emotions, a lot of weird things going on. So you just we all like use. I guess I definitely did. I think they did too, but used it as an outlet, kind of a creative outlet.
That's dope.
For sure.
So you guys have been together for what, like 2 years then? Is that right?
Yeah,
Say that,
technically.
yeah,
Like
we
one
can
and a
say
half
that.
years.
We're
So
established in
I know you guys have
2020.
done like a lot of stuff. You guys have done live shows. You guys opened for Ty Verdes when he was here. What's your guys', unless you guys don't have like the same answer, but what's your guys' favorite memory, like as a group together, like something that you've done, whether it's a time in the studio or it's a performance? Like what would you guys
We're all
say?
gonna have the same answer.
I think
I mean, that Ty Verdes concert was awesome.
It
That
was
really
so
cool.
it was so cool.
That was cool to do.
bet.
Crazy.
I was like, the first thing that really came to my head, obviously, that was sick. Like, I'm not going to discount how sick
Yeah.
that concert was.
Yeah.
But I just remember Zach's room is in a basement, and he has a full studio set up in his room. And I remember making Do or Die with all of them. And I got, like, once we finished the song and we listened back to it, I just got, like, goosebumps after it.
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
awesome.
dang, this is,
So
like,
sick.
I actually, like, felt an emotional
Yeah.
connection to that song. And it was,
Yeah.
it was, I just
Weird,
remember
'cause
that night really well, because that was just, it was a cool night for sure.
Yeah. That was a cool night. Yeah.
I would agree 100%, but I think one of the moments that I can like play back in my head, envision everything, every emotion almost, is like right before we went up on stage for Student Entertainment Board. Like we were peeking our head out, we're like, how many people are here? And it's just, you can't really tell, but there's
Right.
a lot,
Yeah.
right? You hear, and we're
Yeah.
all like, okay.
We're
We're, like,
the
here right
the
now.
last show we did before that was on a street, so it's just like
So we're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Uh-huh.
But that preparation, we're all like, this is what we've been doing.
Right.
we're gonna go out and just do our music and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then, and then after the show, it ended up going really well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, my final question for you guys is, what's next? Do you guys got more music you're trying to release? Do you guys have bigger plans than just music? Like, what are you guys planning on doing for the future, I guess?
I guess I'll start off. For me, so we kind of been on a little break, but I'm doing a solo album right now.
Okay.
And there's contributions from production-wise, Luna and Zach. But this is for me. I'm gonna do I'm all my own vocals and everything.
Okay.
So that's what I've been working on. That should be soon, and then hopefully we get more Pullman Collective stuff.
Nice, nice.
What you working on?
Yeah, tell me about it.
I'm
Machine.
I'm just making music. I just don't stop.
Do you
don't
only
stop.
make beats like for rap songs, or do you also?
I make literally everything.
This
Like,
guy's a genius, dude.
Like
I
I
swear.
don't stop creating stuff.
Oh, that's
Like-
awesome.
Like
That's
I just try to like create like something new every day too.
I think that's dope.
So yeah.
Is there a type of song that you want to make that you maybe haven't done yet, or like that you have tried but never were really able to perfect?
Not really. I mean, I've like I started doing EDM music.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I first got into. It really was like something like when I was a child. Like
Right,
when I was like
right.
growing up, I was like, yeah, this is like the music I just love and enjoy. So that's what I tried to emulate. Like people like Martin Garrix when I was younger.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he like blew up with the song Animals at like
Yeah,
16.
that song was awesome.
And like I was like, man, I want to do that. Like that sounds fun.
That's dope.
So like, and then like I DJ right now too.
Okay.
At the
Okay.
my fraternity, and I want to like keep on doing that too. That's kind of fun.
Nothing
but
wrong
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
Nothing wrong
like,
with that.
just try to keep on making music.
If this man had more ears, dude, he would be big right now. I promise you. That.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
guy just needs more people to listen to his beats, and he will blow up.
Yeah.
I just need the connections. That's
Yeah,
what I need right now.
sometimes that's all people need.
Yeah,
sometimes.
true that. Cool.
I'm working on a solo album. Been working on it for like a year.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to find like my balance.
Right.
Cause I like to rap and I like to sing. I'm trying to do both. It's weird. So I'm just figuring it out. Yeah. And then,
For me, I mean, I've been making music now for. I have another group called 49th Parallel here, so they're back in Seattle. Those were my friends in high school, and we're gonna be coming down here and for. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just needed to. But we will be opening for Bankroll Hayden and 24K Golden, like before them at Spring Fest, which will be cool. So I'm really excited for that one. And then besides that, I mean, we got with 49th, I've gotten a couple songs coming out. We just had a song release and we got another one coming out. But really want to get back to working with these guys. I've taken a little break from music for a little bit.
Right.
I wasn't as interested as I was before. Just kind of hit that writer's block,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of stuck for a little bit. But I've definitely been writing a little bit more just for myself, and kind of just, it's kind of just an outlet. So
Of course. Yeah.
I write when I can, I write when I want, and I enjoy doing it. So
All right. You guys all have a very big future, in my opinion. So just, I mean, obviously, I'm just a host of a show, but you guys just got to keep doing what you're doing. And if you're passionate about it, the benefits will come your way.
thanks, man. Appreciate that.
We have a tradition here for the guests that come on the show. We have a thing that we say, let's talk about it. And we look at the camera together and say it.
Which
So
one?
You can look at camera 3, the one with the little red light on it. That's the one
That
in the
one.
center. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
So when I can count down, and then when I'm done counting down, we can all look up and say,
Cool.
it. You guys ready?
Okay, yeah. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
ready? 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about it.